Hey, so this is a few games I did on ladder versus Blue Purple Luffy, around 3 billion bounty, and I picked games where they ramped well and found at least 2 big moms in a row. Okay, so this is the first one. I chose to go first, which either of us would want to go first in this matchup. So I will keep the hands because of the search, and I have an amazing turn 3 with the 2 animals, but Nami ends up giving me the best turn 3 in slot, which is the Sanji. This 2k Sanji is like the best card to play on this matchup because it prevents them from starving you, and it's also a 8k swing every turn for as long as it lives. Now he gets to ramp once, pretty standard. Here I'll just go with as many swings as I can, so all 3 of them will swing, and Sanji will swing a bit higher, and I get to establish 2 bodies as well. So this turn is pretty nuts for me, and he ends up, since he took the first 6, maybe a bit greedy I would say, he ends up having to take the 8k swing, and then gets punished for that. So he's now very low on life, and we're very early on. So he's on 7 dons. I guess the most problematic card here would possibly be Gravity Blade, but even if he played Gravity Blade and killed 2 units, because he wouldn't have like any don up, I would probably take his entire hand. So even Gravity Blade wouldn't be an issue. So he plays God Thread, gets to play to kill another unit, gets to ramp once. Here I just keep the same plan. I'll go with as many 6k swings as I can. I have 2 Zoros. Yep. So here he got to ramp twice, and even then is already nearly dead and can't even play Big Mom. So it doesn't really matter if they find a lot of them in a row once you have an explosive start like this, which is pretty common for Zoro. It's a really consistent deck. So here he's gonna kill one, he's gonna play the Sanji Big Mom. So it's not like his cards weren't good so far. He pretty much got the standard or what you would expect from him. Maybe he was a bit greedy taking that first 6. Aside from that, all pretty standard, and it looks really good to me. So here I'm just again trying to see how many swings I can do. So my Rush Zoro will go in for sure, and then I'm replacing, I'm distributing the Dawn for everyone else. I imagine I at least play Nami to see what I find, or the blocker shopper. There's really no point in doing bigger swings. I think maybe that's what people do wrong, where they try to go for bigger swings to maybe try to finish the game. But I mean, if they have to use like Giant or something, it ends up being the same. So might as well go with 6 swings because you want to tax number of cards in hand, not counter power. So here I'll just go back a little bit because that's important. Swinging here, so he had to lose a Dawn for Big Mom. So if he had to use Giant, it would be very good for us because he would lose the ability. But he got a lucky trigger where he got Thunder Bagua, meaning he went back to 10. So now he gets to use Giant for free essentially because he doesn't lose the ability. So now he gets to use Giant. He counters all the swings and he's still at 10 Dawn. So now he gets to use the ability and play another Big Mom. Still, despite having a lucky trigger and everything else, it's pretty much seems very good from my point of view. So he's gonna try to clear the entire board. And plays another Mom. So I cleared my entire board, has 1 life, has 1 Dawn, very slow on cards in hand. I don't have a Rusher, but I'm pretty healthy so far. He chose to starve me, which is correct, I think. But now, I mean, all we can hope to is continue pressuring. I'm gonna play the. There's no point in like doing a big swing, because if we do a big swing, it just takes it and then has another big mom and maybe lose from that point onward. So just do a swing that would force him to use both cards, either 2k, 1k, or use giant, something like that. And then we just use the rest of the dawn to kill the board. And I mean, from this point onward, I mean, in this turn, what can he do? I don't think there's any possible cards he can draw that would save him here. Even if he got another Big Mom, he would at max kill my rested chopper, throw one to my life, and I would still have 3 bodies, and he would have like 0 cards in hand, yeah, he would have 0 cards in hand because he would have to discard one for win one. So he would mathematically lose. He doesn't find the third win, but I think he finds Katakuri. We get Makino. Makino is really good because it makes it so that Nami is a 6k swinger now. He finds Kata. And I mean, here 3 swings you have to go through, but he's so low on cards that it doesn't really matter. So we go 6 always. Now at best so I keep going 6s because if he uses 1 card to defend this and it's not giant, then he no longer can use giant and it's mathematical for me. If he uses giant, which he did, I now get to, I think he, how do I split this actually? So Makino the 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, I can do like 6, 8, 8. And that should be mathematical, right? Unless he gets another giant from those 2 cards. Here I go 7, but this is probably wrong. I think going 6 is the correct choice, because if he uses 1 card to counter it, then the other 2 swings is near mathematic. He would need like maybe gear 2 to get out of it. Maybe that's what I was thinking about when I swim, but going 7 doesn't really accomplish anything. So he counters that, and here we just go twice. We have to, yes, 5 swings. Yeah, we have to go for a game here, otherwise we may lose. Yep, 8 is correct. So he has to either use gear second, and now it's a mathematic, or he would have to use giant to get out of that, and then the 2 swings would have to be like at least 2k, 1k. So there's a lot of ifs for him to get out of this, and I mean, his game was pretty standard. Okay, this is in this game, this guy high rolls a lot, and we'll see. So the hand is okay, but I mean, I really like having Sanji, and he got to go first, and I mean, I get to use Nami and save 1 Dawn for the spell. So I think I would keep, and if we find the OP4 shopper, we already have 2 targets for him to play him on the following turn, so it's an okay hand. So we find the Sanji, so it's great, it's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Here I leave the Dawn open for the event, but I think the correct is to play Buggy, because if he plays correctly, he's never gonna swing into me in this turn, which he does. So there was no point in leaving it open, leaving the Dawn open. So here we just do the standard, we go 6, and then we play Sanji. So he triggers a God Trade, so he got to ramp once. We get we play Buggy now, because I'm expecting him to starve me, and he does. So he gets to play another God Trade, so he ramps again. So here I'm seeing the best way to split this, and it's probably a Makino swing and then maybe the Zoro Rush. So he uses Thunder Bagua, so on his third turn he will already have the ability. That was crazy for him, crazy ramp. Yeah, so we just go for the swings, 6 here. Then I to Makino most likely. Why don't I pass with the... because I want him to... okay, yeah. I guess it's better if I have the 2 dons open for the event. Because I imagine he starts attacking now. Actually, I think there's an argument to play Makino there. Because if he... he's always gonna... I mean, he's always going to attack into Zoro, right? So you get to put 2 animals. Actually, not sure which one is better there. Because we could have used Makino and we've at least 1 Dawn for the event and then save the other event for another turn. I think that was possibly better. Still, he attacks, so we're fine. We defend Zoro always. So that's the first Sanji Big Mom. Yep. Okay, now, I mean, he's at 3 life at this stage, which is a bit problematic. Usually I want them to be at least at 2 life after the first Big Mom, so at 1 life before the first Big Mom. So I'm seeing the best way to split the Dons. I want all of them to attack, obviously. You want to do as much swings as possible. He had to use 1 card, so 1 Don. So if he uses Giant, it's amazing for us. That's 2k, we keep swinging. Keep taxing cards. I mean, the game plan of Zoro is mostly just this. You want to do as much swings as possible while flooding the board with the in the best possible way. Yeah. I imagine I don't play Robson here. I possibly play Sanji. I don't remember exactly what I did here. The 6 and then Makin. Do I use Makino? Oh, I think I do, yeah. I'm going 8. I guess I want to force him in. Oh, it's 7. Okay, never mind. He does get the life, so that's fine. And I use Sanji here. I think I would have used Sanji there, because if he does another Big Mom, which he does, by the way, spoiler, having the Sanji in hand would allow me to protect anything that he attacks with Leader. So even if he goes on to like Buggy, for example, I get to go 5, 6, 7. I mean, if he attacks Nami, I can't. But I imagine he would not go for Nami. He would probably go for either Buggy or the Chopper. He draws Zoro Juro, and he's gonna mostly wipe out the entire board, right? Every character of his is gonna kill 1 of mine, and then worst case scenario, he plays another Big Mom, right? And this is the thing about this matchup, is that I usually say that it's 50-50 once he gets to like the 2nd Big Mom, or on the 3rd Big Mom it's kinda hard to win, but it can definitely happen. I've won a few. But anything below that, so if they don't see Big Mom or if they only see 1, the matchup seems really, really winning for Zoro, in my opinion, from my experience at least. Yeah, so he goes on to Buggy, so we would have been able to defend it, would have we kept Sanji in hand. But we didn't. I think because he was starving me so much, I really wanted to get cards out of my life to have more options. So that's the 2nd Big Mom. I think he takes Sanji out anyway. Discards a Giant, so most likely has another one in hand for sure. Okay, so here we can possibly do 3 swings. Nami with Makino, Robson with Thrush, and then our leader. It feels like I'm gonna play Chopper. So that's Robson, that's Makino, and then 6. I mean, yeah, there are dons for Chopper. We can attack with 3 of them and still play Chopper. We want to have bodies to attack, right? Because next turn, I mean, Robson's gonna attack and he's gonna die. Nami's gonna attack and he's gonna die. If I use Makino probably dies as well. I imagine he always clears my board. Here I have to mute him. Never had someone spam the emotes for me. Funny. Yeah, I'm really taking my time thinking about it. I think we always play everything. It's kind of hard because the more big bodies they put, it's gonna kill me like 2 turns or something. But because I'm constantly applying pressure, okay, he gets gear 2, so he doesn't lose dawns, and now he doesn't have any dawns up, so we can really. That's Robson. Oh, and I can't use Machino anymore, and have the rush as well. Do I just do a big swing? Yes, sure. Okay, yeah. No point in using Machino. We get the attack anyway. Yeah, here I imagine he kills Nami and then takes out 3 of my life, which makes my next turn either the last, so he gets another giant, or at least the first giant. We didn't know for sure if he had one. So we get Diablo Jumbo, which might be relevant later on. We get the event. We get 2 events, which are definitely relevant. So he finds the 3rd Lin in a row. So he had insane ramp into Sanji Big Mom, then Big Mom, and then another Big Mom. I mean, this is not our last turn. He has 5 attacks. We have 5 life. So we have this one and the next one. So the thing is, we don't really have rushes here. I assume what I do is I attack with my leader and Robson, and leave dawns up for the events. And then on the following turn, whatever comes out of the events, I imagine Robson probably dies. So I have to go for game with Zoro and whatever comes out of the events. Okay, I opt to use Chopper to have another body for next turn. I guess I'm realizing that next turn is my last turn, so I want to make sure I have as many attacks as possible. I think I should still play Robson. I think that's definitely correct here. The counters, yep. Yeah, I get to do okay, 6, 7, and then play another body. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, so we know one of these cards is Giant. Actually, I would have attacked with 6 and hope for a 3rd event on life, because he had Giant. For him to counter, he would have to use Giant on a 6. So using it on a 6 or 7, he would probably take it anyway. Right, so he attacks us, and we're gonna use both events. We get 2 animals, standard, and now we have 4 attacks for next turn, which seems good. Okay, possibly 1 more because of another Robson. Though Robson is a bit expensive to play. Needs at least 5 dawn for like at least 7k swing. So it's a bit expensive to use him. Yeah, so he's gonna take out nearly all my life and play a blocker. Now this is the issue. We know he has at this point, I think I remember on this turn, that he had the Giant from before, and we know he has a gear 2nd, which he drew at the beginning of this turn. Yeah, so now we need three successful swings, and we only have 5, and we know he has at least gear 2 and Gum Giant. So that makes it a bit hard, because 2 of our swings, one's gonna get hit by gear 2, one's gonna get hit by the Giant, and then the other 3 need to go through, and he has like 4 cards, 3 if we ignore the gear 2, to defend those 3 swings. So it's never mathematical here. So I'm doing the math, and I think what I end up thinking is that the only way I win is either if he takes the life without using the blocker, and I win with Diablo Jumbo, but I imagine he doesn't do that. That's a huge misplay there. And I have to hope that besides those 2 events, he is bricked. Otherwise, I don't see a way to win. I just go for the 6, hope that we have to use an event here, and he does. He uses Giant, filter out his hand. So far we still have a shot. Though it's kind of the same situation. I think we have to hope that he has he's still somewhat bricked and has to use like gear 2nd on another 6 swing. Otherwise we won't have enough dawns to make a powerful attack, because Robson is gonna take like 5 dawns to play, and then the remaining 4 dawn, it's barely enough to make us survive, or to make an attack go through. Yeah, so that goes, that's a 2k. He got that from Giant, most likely. Now I have 3 swings, so from now on every single attack has to go through, or he shouldn't be able to defend any of it, because he still has the gear 2, which is a problem. So I would have to mathematically possibly win, he would have to be completely bricked, and I would have to be able to go to 9 with all the swings, which it's not possible. So my hope here is that I don't even think there's a way out of here, right? I mean, my only hope is that he doesn't use the blocker and takes out the life and forgets about the event. But realistically speaking, once he countered that 6k swing, it was over. He uses the Duval, but he knows he's got it. Yeah, I just concede. Okay, this one is, I didn't really want to show this one because there's not really much to learn on this one. This is just like an example of what happens on like almost half of the games where they don't have those lucky triggers or don't get like a Sanji Big Mom in a row, where we pretty much just roll them. I think I can put this one on at least 1.5. But yeah, on the previous match, I think it was still kind of close. I mean, at the end it was pretty much over, but he needed 3 Big Moms to really survive that. And yeah, anything else where you don't see like 3 Big Moms in a row, I think it's pretty winning for Zoro. Okay, so on this one, it's just pretty standard. Just wanted to showcase what happens on nearly half of the games where they don't have like the best possible start, or they don't have like a few Big Moms in a row, where I just flood the board, keep going 6s, and you just have to take them. At some point, you either lose all your life or lose all your hand. So yeah, it's got red, it still ramps up a little bit, but here I imagine we kill 0-0 for sure, right? Yep. I think a bit greedy with Buggy there, but yeah, I go 6 again. He takes, so I just go with 0, even if he has to use it. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty bricked. Okay, so these were like 3 example games. The last one doesn't really learn anything because it was bricked, but on the first 2 it was matchups where they got the ideal, or at least close to ideal ramp. On the second one more than ideal. They had like 2-3 Big Moms, and the first one still looked pretty good to me at all stages of the game. I don't think there was like a turn where I was like losing or in a losing spot. And then on the second game, he had an insane start with 3 ramps, so having 8 dawn on the third turn, 3 Big Moms in a row, and it still came down to the end, right? So I do think, despite what we see on the weekly power rankings on the Discord, where Zoro is supposed to be like a 50-50 matchup into Blue Purple, or on previous weeks where it even said that Blue Purple was favorable against Zoro, I think at least from my own experience playing on Leather, I think it's not like that. The matchup feels really good for Zoro, and they need like 3 Big Moms in a row and insane ramp to even have a chance. Otherwise, it just gets steamrolled. I mean, it's pretty much just somewhat what Betty does. They just steamroll them with aggression that they don't get to their game plan in time. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll keep playing Zoro for this set, most likely. I think it's a great meta pick as long as you dodge Buggy. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.